This is weird.
Oh, how are we doing, guys? What a season! So, that was season one. I
Mm,
don't know if you guys know and watched, but I don't think we put it in the titles or anything. But
nope.
season one is complete.
It's finished,
Oh my
man.
God, what a
That was
journey!
like, it went quick as well. Like, we
Yeah,
had that planned out in terms of who we were speaking to. That's gone really quick.
so quick. Those 3 months are just flown by, mate. We had some great. I think like this was a really, really good way to open up like a podcast and like try
Yeah,
and start building the community because we started with people we know really well,
yeah.
our friends, artists that we've met along the way and stuff, and really got
hmm
to kind of get people on board with what we're doing. And the feedback has been really good.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good thing. We had people we knew, people we kind of had a relationship with anyway, so we
Yeah,
kind of understood what they'd be like on the people we had on for the first season, like people we know we are going to enjoy, people that we
yeah,
know we're going to enjoy talking to. So
exactly. Yeah, we know that we're going to have a good conversation. That people are going to want to watch because we know them and we like talking to them. So
yeah, no, it was
good,
a great way to start with the first
fun.
guest. Do you
First
remember who
guess.
the
Oh,
first
yeah, the
guest
first
was?
guess was a bit of a cop out, wasn't it?
Well, no, it's a very famous band called No Rest for the Spacemen. We managed somehow to get their lead singer on, Charlie Parker.
Oh yeah, wow, that was a pretty tough deal. I heard he charged quite a lot. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we wanted maybe more successful members of the band to come on, but Charlie had the most spare time. We couldn't get the guitarist, we couldn't get the drummer.
Yeah, I've heard.
The
Yeah, yeah.
bassist was uninterested, so we went for the lead singer. We had to go. We needed content.
We needed some content.
Sorry, Charlie. Charlie doesn't watch it anyway. If you're
Charlie
watching
doesn't
this,
watch our podcast.
yeah. If you are watching it, Charlie, apologies. But I actually think it was a good episode because I've known Charlie for years, and so have you. I
Hmm.
found out stuff in that episode that I didn't know
Yeah,
about Charlie, and we literally practiced 2 or 3 times a week together. And I've seen him most weeks for the last 15 years.
yeah. But when we see each other, we just don't talk.
Yep, that is true.
We don't really chat about anything
No, it is like
unless
a
it's
business, isn't it? Like we literally get in and we're
yeah.
like, right, what's today's tasks? But
What's on the agenda?
yeah, but it
And
was it was really interesting. And
it
then
was
to
good to talk
draw,
more about the creative side of things.
yeah, and we could draw comparisons, jumping all the way to the final episode with Reed. So when he got to Reed, I was like, oh, you guys write in similar ways. It was quite interesting.
Of course, yeah. No, it was really cool to hear the kind of similarities, the little what I'm looking for, the little like the repeating little motifs that you get
Yeah,
when you interview singer-songwriters, the little things that make them where they get their ideas from and like what drives them, all these little things you hear
yeah.
kind of repeated throughout the series.
It would be nice if we knew, and maybe I'll do this after this episode, to have a shout out counter to how many shout outs each
Yes.
guest. I'll actually do that. I'll put that on the Instagram. How many shout outs each guest has, because I think Charlie didn't do any shout outs.
He didn't really, but to be
It's a shame.
fair, he was the first one on,
Yeah,
and he was a bit like, "Oh, do I shout people out?"
yeah,
But now people who are coming on who've seen like all the episodes,
yeah.
they're like left,
It's
right,
left,
and
right, and
center
centre.
shouting
They're
people out.
flying everywhere.
They've got lists now. I guess
Yeah.
we'll bring a list of people they want to shout out. It's great. Like, it's
We,
so
not
much
even
fun.
to give too many spoilers, we got our first shout out.
We did,
That was
didn't we? We got a
unbelievable.
shout out on the thing on the pod.
Yeah, but it all
It was a good
started
time.
with Charlie. I thought Charlie's episode was actually really, really actually interesting.
Mm,
And obviously not
yeah,
just to plug our own band too much, but it was the perfect segue for us to stop waffling on our own and talking about our music careers and actually have something tangible. Let's interview
yeah,
our
yeah,
lead singer.
yeah.
Found a lot of weird stuff about Charlie, his music taste, which we knew, but it kind of helped us understand his writing process.
It did, yeah. And we'll have him back on again.
He'll be on a lot of times,
He'll be on a lot. He'll be on all the time.
and
But
maybe Alex. I would love Alex to come on.
oh, we should get Alex on too. We really should get Alex
It's
on.
not that we don't want Alex on. We've asked him. We haven't found time yet. So
Yeah,
we
yeah, he's
need to get
busy.
Alex
He's
on.
busy in the evenings, which is when we do it,
Busy boy.
and then he could probably do it on weekends, but we can't do weekends, and it's all a bit yeah. But we'll get Harry on, and Alex on. I mean, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get Alex on,
yeah.
and
Alex
then
would be great.
and then we like because we've got so many like people around us. It's kind of been we've had so much to choose from, haven't we? Like
Yeah,
people around us who make music and our friends and that. So it's almost been like we've been disincentivized to actually reach out and find people a little bit further away from our circle, aren't we?
yeah. But
We were lucky in that sense. That's why we
yeah,
did it, really. That's why we started it.
Yeah, and a lot of it was, I mean, Charlie wasn't thanks to Steve, but a lot of the people you saw on
Yeah.
season one were thanks to the brilliant Steve. I'm wearing a hat still. Pixel Monk
I'm
2.6.
just reading the list now. It's one,
How many is
two,
it?
three of the 8 guests
Three.
in season
Technically
one were
four.
from Steve.
If you count Charlie, technically four.
If you count Charlie's only four. And I went to uni with one, two, I went to uni with half of them.
And one, two, three have played in our band at some point.
At one
So,
point in time.
we will. I think we've been smart. We've tapped into resources that we've had. But
Yeah.
our second guest, one of my
Three of them.
favourite people in the world. At the time of recording this, I'm seeing him live tomorrow. Well,
Yes.
I'm not seeing him live. I'm seeing his band live. Black fucking Carrot.
Black fucking Carrot. What
Ah,
an incredible human being.
I love
think
him.
we talk about Steve a lot in terms of inspiration for the podcast and like driving what we do. I think
Yep.
he doesn't get enough credit
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
everything he is doing to build that local music scene in his area. It's just so inspiring.
We've literally had band meetings where we've gone, well, I've brought it forward, or you've gone like, well, we spoke to Darren, and Darren's doing this, and this is how he's working it. So I
Yeah.
think we've taken a lot from Darren in terms of how organization. Like I picked up a lot of knowledge and stuff from his episode, where it was like, you need to make sure you're doing this outside of the band, talking about merch, talking about ways of releasing it. Darren's very innovative in
Yeah,
terms of
he
the way
is.
he's gone about his music career.
He really is. And like one thing he said that really was like that I've actually changed my behavior as soon as he said it. He was like he was talking about how it's hard to form a band and you get band members who go from one practice to the next and they never even pull their instrument out
Yeah.
since the last practice. And I was like, I ain't pulled my guitar out since the last practice. We've got practice tomorrow. So I go and pull my guitar
Yeah.
out and like, it's like hearing someone so hardworking
Yeah.
and just loves what it does so much. It's just so inspiring.
And Darren mentioned a few venues when he came on that he'd love to play. He has been ticking those off at like
Yeah, he has.
speed. He has done so many
Crazy.
cool gigs. Like a lot of those venues.
It was 3 venues, right? It was dream venue, and then he was like, these other 2 I'd really want to play too. He booked those 2, and then he booked his dream venue.
Yeah, I think he's done all 3. I'd have to double check that. I think he's
Double
done all
check
3.
that one for me. But it was so cool, and I'd maybe like to think that a very small part of him playing those venues was because he came on the podcast.
Oh, it's because
Talked
of us.
about it.
We take full.
We take full
ownership.
credit. We're waiting. We're negotiating how much of
Yeah.
the cut we're going to
A
get.
few carrots. A few carrots is
A
recommended.
few carrots.
I'll ask him for payment.
I think it's a
tomorrow.
decent amount of carrots. But like, hopefully he came on the show, he's talked about it, and he was like, I'm just going to go and do it. Because that's the kind of inspiration that we get from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually
No,
just go on and crack on with it.
I really like that. Darren should have. I mean, he's got his magazine. Darren should have his own podcast, and just he wouldn't even need to have like maybe we need like guests and stuff. Darren could just give you knowledge, give you truth bombs, give you golden nuggets of like, this is me in the music industry. This is what I've found out. Here's some funny moments. Like Darren's brilliant. I'd like Darren to be like a radio presenter.
I would love Darren to have a podcast and for me to go on his podcast.
Or if one of us is ever ill or away, guest host Darren from Black Carrot.
Guest host. Oh yeah, I was confused what you meant by that, but yeah, totally. Like if one of us is ill, we could just get Darren in, take the show over. That would be jokes.
No,
it threw me off a little bit having Darren on so early in the season because we were going to have very close friends on first, and Darren was just so keen. He was like, "Book me in as soon as you can."
Yeah,
and we were like, "Let's just roll with it," because we were. And this is a segue to the next couple of guests, where we have Harry Lawrence, who I went to uni with, and is a really good mate and a really talented musician. And I was expecting these conversations first, and Black Carrot was just like doing so much, and it was so cool that we could have a conversation with someone like that, and it was just as good vibes as someone who we actually like know already. Like it was great to experience.
Yeah, Darren was brilliant. Darren, you get a gold star.
He gets a gold
being
star.
a brilliant second guest. But yeah, you mentioned Harry. Harry was great.
Yeah, Harry. I mean, that was so much fun. You know, like
I had so much fun then. I remember I had a couple of beers on that one as well. So I remember.
I think I did. Yeah, we have.
That was a great episode.
That was great, and I think we will do more episodes like that as well.
Yeah,
I think in the future, I don't want to just do loads of interviewing artists and stuff, like doing loads, but like having a good chat with a mate.
It was a
talented, knows loads about music, and just has a good crack.
I've
That
never
was-
learned so much about the French horn in 45 minutes as I did with
It's
Harry.
just such a rogue trait from Harry,
Yeah.
like that he plays the French horn. It's great. It's great.
That was good because he'd been doing a lot of gigs at the time. He'd
Mm.
been in
But he's done
uni.
a lot.
Yeah,
Just
he's done
since
loads.
leaving uni,
Yeah.
he's done so much in the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah, so we could kind of like we
Three
had
different bands.
a few years to talk about, right? So we had Unit, we had the stuff when he moved to London, what the London scene's like, what the home scene's like.
Yeah,
Being
and like he
like-
was in the OG No Rest for the Spacemen lineup, and we
Yeah.
made it for a uni project.
Yeah, I
And
was
so we
in
went
the
all
crowd.
the way back to that. Like it was great to like throw back and think about like back things that happened in the past, things that happened in the future as well. Like it was good fun.
Yeah, no, Harry was good. And I think Harry was, let me just get it. Harry was number 3, right? Because Harry led quite nicely because we had that, like we said, Black Carrot. It was like we weren't expecting to have like such a good second episode.
Yeah.
We were still trying to find our feet. Harry was a really fun one. Like we were having laughs, and then it went into Ben, who like again we know him. Like he's been
Yeah.
in No Rest for the Spacemen. That was what I was
Ben-
checking. It was Ben after Harry, right? Because we
Yeah,
had
it was
Harry.
Ben after Harry.
We were in a good mood, and then we had Ben come on, who'd been in the band. You know him really well.
Yeah, Ben was a funny one because he was so excited to go on this
Yeah.
podcast. It went from when we planned, we're going to start a podcast.
He was
back
number
in
one.
like November. I just told him at the pub, and he was like, "I want to be on the podcast." He was like, I think he actually said, "I'm coming on the podcast."
That's the.
I
only
didn't
thing
even
we need.
ask him, and he was like, "Please, this has to happen." And I'm so fucking glad he did. It was a lot of like back and forth. We can't do this day, can't do that day. But I'm so glad he made it in the first season. He
It
really
was
so much fun.
our best episode in terms of we found the golden format. So
Yeah, we
previously, me and you waffled on a bit too much. Like we
Yeah.
maybe didn't get it down to like the refined timing and the amount of questions that we want to ask people.
Mm.
Whereas Ben's, we finished it and we were like, that was good. That was an episode. That was like the perfect amount for him to come back on, maybe talk
Exactly.
about what's going on.
That was the regret with like Black Carrot, especially. It was such a long episode, but I'd love to have had a reappearance from him.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
we're still
like
getting back.
cover half that stuff in the next season. But
Yeah,
with Ben, we got a really good formula. I think he really knew. He like read the assignment, even though he's never really done interviews or something.
Yeah.
He read the assignment. He knew like he came on like knowing
He's
what
another
he wanted
one.
to talk about,
It-
and the
it-
timing was good as well because he just had a gig coming up.
yeah. But he's another one. If we ever needed a guest host, like Ben would be another one where it's like you know when you like you get the format, you get like how the
Yeah.
conversation needs to go.
Yeah.
I think he'd be good to have as like another stand-in as well. I'm predicting we're going to always be ill and be on. away on holiday.
I'm ill
don't-
now. I don't know if you could
Yeah.
hear it in my voice, but
We don't live that interesting lives that we'll be away too much, but
Yeah.
it's good to have backups.
it's good to have backups. It's good to have backups.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then after Ben, it was Joey. And
that was cool.
That was a wild one for me because, like, oh man, we would go way back. We met in first year of uni,
Mhm.
and that after COVID hit, I didn't see him again. I bumped into him once at a gig or something, or at a club, I think,
Hmm.
in my third year. But other than that, like, we hadn't spoken for ages. I mean, we messaged each other when we release a song. We'll message each other and say, "I love the tune" and that. But
Mm.
I hadn't spoken to him until literally we went on Zoom. Like
That's mad.
in the recording, I met him like 30 seconds. I met him. Started speaking to him 30 seconds before we started recording.
Yeah, we don't do much pre-talk, do we? Like we pretty much
don't.
get guests
We
on
really
and just
don't.
go like, right, we want to hold it. Like,
I literally just said, like, we're going to do the intro. Anything that you want to cover now? Because we're just going to start going. And
yeah,
we went, and it was like going straight back to when we first met. It was like
He
so
was good.
cool. He's just such
I
a cool
warmed
guy.
to him really quickly. He was like, I think because obviously you're mates, right? Most people you're mates with, I'd be mates with, right? He was like, I could imagine him being like in our band. I can imagine he's the kind of person that we surround ourselves with, right? And he
Yeah.
was so down to
He's a really
earth.
genuine guy.
Yeah, but like knowledgeable. That was the one I left, being like, okay, you're a band, pretty much in a similar position. And like you started releasing music last year,
Mm.
and I was like, fuck, we're doing everything wrong. Like you are so motivated and so like
Oh.
organized, and
They
even
are
a little
doing-
like everything.
They're doing everything right. They're doing
Yeah.
everything right.
And he's working
Building
well.
a
Like
really cool local scene.
he mentioned on the episode that he hadn't been on the radio, he hadn't done a London gig, he hadn't done a festival. He's ticked all of them off in the last month. So they've now got their first London gig booked.
Really?
Yeah, they've got they've been on the local radios, and they've also got their a festival booked as well. Like
Did
they're
they get
doing
on the
really
local? Because
well.
I told him, like, mate, you need to message the local radio station
Yeah,
because they'd have you on in a heartbeat.
they're
They're
on
just
them.
too busy to message you.
They've been on them now, so
Oh, that's so
yeah,
cool, man.
he's kind of done everything, and his plan by the end of the year for the band was to maybe get a manager. They're on track because they're doing
They're really on
festivals. Their
track.
releases are going really well. I mean, shout out a bit of a spoiler, a future guest, Bitter Kisses, the band. They've
Mm,
supported them. Like that was like the weird moment we released that episode, and they were like, "Oh, we know them. Like they've supported us, or we've supported them." Like there's been some crossovers of like current guests, past guests, future guests that
yeah,
like
because Joey added. Did Joey add one of their songs to the playlist?
no, Joey didn't. So it's a really long-winded story, but I know Bitter Kisses from the local scene. I don't know if they're still local. I haven't quite
Okay.
the location, but they just gigged in Bristol. Obviously, Joey's band are big in Bristol. They're the same sound, and I think they were just on the same card. But yeah,
Oh,
they
so
saw it through
cool.
following their band, and obviously we reached out. Well, like, we'd like to interview you. So it's quite cool that
Oh,
the people we're
can't wait.
interviewing are like
Yeah, it's cool.
helping
That's. I mean,
us.
that's like the whole point, right? We're
That
trying to
is it.
build. We're trying to build something. We're trying to connect people together. We're trying to like get people interested in in what
Yeah.
we believe people should be interested in, which is like local, like independent, unsigned artists in the UK are just fucking crushing it right now, and not enough people know it.
Not even local though. I mean, we've said
Well,
local.
yeah,
Like
local
they're
to
down in
them. Like
Bristol. I
he's a
mean,
local artist
yeah,
in his area. We're local artists in our area. We're interviewing people who are local artists in their own area. Yeah,
yeah,
but like unsigned artists, and there is so much talent that isn't signed in the UK, and we want to have everyone. We want to talk to all of them.
yeah. We want to talk to all of you.
Speaking of incredibly talented
Ah,
unsigned artists,
my favourite local artist,
yeah,
Amber Lily.
yeah,
I didn't even have to
100%.
look at the list. I knew it was coming
You
next.
know what I'm talking about?
We speak to everyone about Amber Lily. She
Yeah, we
is
do.
unbelievable.
Yeah, she is. She's got one of them. It's a kind of like similar vibe to Joey, where like you meet her for like 30 seconds and you
Hmm.
just instantly want her to do just succeed.
Yeah,
You want to hear all of her songs. You want everyone to hear all of her songs,
yeah.
and it's just that contagious kind of energy, you know?
In the music and as a person as well, because she's like an
Yeah.
infectious personality as a person, but also like when you see her live, it's like I want to see that again because I really enjoyed that song. It's like that's me when
Mm.
I watch a live artist. I'm like, do I want to listen to that again? Because it's going to be the same, but do I want to listen to that again? Like with her, I could listen to it every day. Like she's brilliant. Like we've done quite a few gigs of her now, and I
Yeah,
would,
the last one was
yeah,
just by chance. We didn't even realize that we were on the same card.
yeah. But
Right.
again, like brilliant. Like just holds the crowd well, blends in
Yeah.
originals with covers. Like when she was talking about how to kind of read the room and like, do I play this song next? Do I kind of announce this song as an original? It's just that understanding from years of open mic. I mean, not even years. I mean, she didn't even start that long ago, but a lot of open mics, doing a
Mm.
lot of just random local gigs, but also like just getting out there and
Yeah.
playing to anyone and everyone. She's
Yeah.
years ahead of where she should be for someone who started
Yes.
like 2 3 years ago.
What you said something great at the start of that, which you skimmed over, but you said that she can really hold a crowd. Like when you see her play, like the crowd is just like you could hear it. Like there's moments where you could hear a
Yeah,
pin drop in a busy pub when she's singing. It's
yeah,
like so unreal
yeah.
how powerful her music is when you play it in one of those venues.
Both sides of it though, like can hold a room, but also when we're in the O'Neill's in Soho, she had people dancing. Like for just an acoustic
Yeah,
guitar and a
yeah.
cajon, it's rare that you get people that into your music that you're dancing.
Literally acoustic guitar and cajon playing I'm a Believer. The whole pub was like
Yeah,
dancing.
people would.
Insane.
That's like how you know you can hold a room and yeah,
Oh
you've
yeah.
got a good sound. No, she's brilliant.
Yeah.
She'll be back on hundreds of times, hopefully.
She will. She will. Yeah. She's a busy girl as well. She's got so much going on.
I think
Can't keep up.
Ammunition. If I'm let me check this. I think it just hit 10K on Spotify as well,
Did it?
which is crazy. Let me just check.
As well, because she doesn't really do any kind of distribution on it. She just um
Yeah, it's just from gigging like local streams, things
just
like
from
that.
gigging, just local scene, local gigging, and just like
Yeah,
incredible.
she's doing her Spotify's smashing it. Like
Yeah.
her new EP is really doing well.
Yeah, the EP launch, she really it sounds like she nailed that. So God, I missed that one, but
Depending on when this comes out, she has a gig on April the 22nd in the Victorian Dalston. So go see
it
her.
should be out before then.
Yeah, Tuesday
Wait,
night, 7 o'clock. I'm on her Spotify now. Just found it out. Go see her live.
be there, be there, be there.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Amber Lily. She's brilliant, and she'll be
Yeah.
back on many times. And shout out her dog who came on the camera as well. I don't know if that was in the
Ah,
episode. I don't think it was in the episode. I think
no, it wasn't in the
it was
episode.
post episode, but I had a
Oh,
great dog
some
as
of
well.
the post episode chats are actually really good.
Well, Joey, going back an episode, we had like such. It was quite. I just kind of sat back because you guys hadn't caught up in ages, and you guys just had like a high school reunion type
Yeah, sorry
conversation.
about
It was
that.
cool. It was
It was
cool.
cool,
And
man.
we exchanged like contacts and knowledge with Joey. Like he
Mm,
could help us out here, we could help you out here. It was
yeah,
quite nice. Yeah, the post
yeah.
chats are cool.
The post chats are cool. I think we need to maybe when we get a bit more established, we'll have a members only post chat section
Yeah.
where we just chat shit with the
You know,
guests for another
when we
half an
get a
hour.
studio, we'll have obviously our serious episodes where we interview people, and then I
Yeah.
want to have a place. This is a long way in advance where we can have a lock in and just get like a few of our
Lock-in.
favorite guests, get some beers, and then just have like an unedited like 2 3 hour waffling conversation about music. It'd be so good.
Mate, that would be so good. That would be so good.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, no,
brilliant. I
so
imagine like all of our favorite guests around a table and just discussing like what's going on or anything like those kind of
we could do
conversations.
a round table of independent artists.
Yeah,
Oh, incredible.
be brilliant.
Speaking of independent artists, Alexis
Yeah,
Petrons, that was a bit of a scary episode because we
yeah.
know nothing
Yeah.
about
Do you know
techno.
what? It reminded me. There was
Don't
an
know if it came
episode.
across in the episode. I don't think I've been brave enough to
Oh,
watch that one back.
it's really
But
good. It is really good. And as of the time of recording, it's coming out tonight. But
oh yeah, it is.
we done an episode very early days. This isn't actually on YouTube at all. I don't think it made it to YouTube. Where there was like a 5 minute segment where we spoke about rap and grime. I don't know if you remember this, and we sounded like the most out of touch. Like we were talking about like venues, and I think one of us went. It might have been me. I was like, "There's not really rap gigs anywhere. They don't really happen anymore." He was like, "We
We
didn't."
do. Right, that's such a good point. We really should get some more like different genres of music
Yeah,
on the
it's
pod.
been. I mean, but Alexis was great because Alexis was our
Alex, yeah,
first, like, to call him by his correct name, Patronus. But Alexis was great.
I'm still not exactly sure how you say
It's
it.
Patronus. It's Patronus. Like,
Patronus. The V is like an A, yeah. Cool. Yeah, we should we I don't know like anyone who's in the music scene who's not like doing indie music
we got a few. I mean,
except for him.
Black Carrot is more punk, right? We've had a
Black
different
Carrot's
guest
punk,
on.
yeah.
I mean,
But
some
like music that's not like guitars and gigs and drum kits and shit. Like
yeah.
like I don't even know what to call it.
We
Like
need rappers. We
we need
need
rappers.
what else?
We need
We've
like
got-
drill artists. We need
Yeah.
grime artists.
I mean that all kind of links into one, right? This again, we look
I
fucking stupid.
I
We look,
don't know.
I want to speak to harmonica players. I want to speak to tambourine players,
Tambourinists, I believe.
tambourinists, if
Like
they're called
music.
that. Just different. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be wicked.
And
Yeah.
people we've got lined up. We've got some heavier bands lined up for
We
season two.
do. Yeah, don't
But
don't
also,
don't reveal it. Don't
yeah, I'm not
reveal
going to reveal it. We've got some different. I think we actually have got some cool kind of different style artists for
We do.
for season two.
Yeah, we do. We're excited for that. Well excited.
We'll get our first rapper on.
Get our first rapper on.
That'll be like our best. We'll have to do so much work just to talk about rap and
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
that'd be a lot of research. We need to book a day for that one.
Yeah.
Normally the research with these things, especially if it's like our mate, is like 5 minutes of just
Yeah.
quickly refreshing our names and what their songs are called and being like, ah, it's fine, we'll crash it. But
we didn't really speak about Alexis' interview though. It was really interesting to like not know the genre and watching it back, letting him kind of inform us. That
Yeah.
we didn't really had that kind of episode because we knew about everyone else's music. No, we didn't know his music before, but the genre we had no idea. We had no idea about even like the gig nights. So these are like club nights and raves, and they get played at like 3 a.m. by a DJ for a couple of minutes rather than you go and do a half-hour set at a local pub. So
Yeah.
it is really different.
wild. It's like you'd think looking from the outside that it's all you're just a musician, you're trying to make it in music, but like the avenue to what making it even looks like different genres and different artists is so different.
Record labels for them comes early. Like he was.
It comes like
talking-
right at the start. Like
Yeah.
that's your barrier to entry. That's just like getting a song on Spotify is getting a label to
So
put
that
it on a
was-
playlist, and then someone like finds it from that and then plays it at a rave or a club, and then like you build it from there. And it's all about like, and social media is massive in that
Yeah.
because you're not gigging really. Other
Yeah.
people are playing your music. It's wild.
And don't quote me on this, but I think he's our first guest who was inspired by a car advert for his music.
He was inspired by, was it a Citroen advert?
A Citroen advert was the reason why
He got
Patronus
into
exists.
he got into hard techno from a Citroen advert.
Quite a good
I don't know
story.
what car adverts are like in France, but I'm really keen to find out.
Little work trip maybe over to
Little,
just to
we'll
watch
put it on
French
the
TV.
put it on the work card, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need we could do it with a VPN, but it wouldn't be the same. We need to be in France watching French telly.
Yes, yeah, love that.
Brilliant. And then
Shout out on tour.
yeah, shout out on tour.
Shout out.
We'll get to France one day. Our final guest of the
Final guest,
of the series was the brilliant Reed Johnson.
magnificent
And magnificent, yeah, Reed Johnson.
Reed Johnson. Bit of a wild card. I really didn't know what to expect from Reed. All the others I knew what I was going to get myself into,
Yeah.
basically. Really didn't know what to expect from Reed, and it was so
Unbelievable.
good.
We met him. We literally met him once, and to be fair, that day we
Barely
were
spoke
also
to him.
playing the same gig. Like we didn't have much time to interact, but we kept up with Reed. Like he again, Mix 92.6. He'd been on Mix. We'd listened to the interviews.
Yeah.
We'd been places Reed had been, and we'd spoken to similar people Reed had spoken to. We hadn't had time to like sit down and just like shoot the shit, which was cool. He was a really cool guy.
He was easily the best dressed guest we'd had
Oh,
on
yeah.
the whole season.
We'll have an award.
He's a
Remember,
handsome looking dude, and he
we should
really
have
knows how
planned
to
this.
present
We
himself.
should have had an award ceremony for our guests.
Oh, we should have. But how can you pick like things like that? Maybe you could pick stuff, but
Best dress would go to Reed.
best dressed would definitely go to Reed.
Yeah, and I would say catchiest song. Imagine what they'd say has been stuck in my head. I'm at work just sitting
Yeah.
there and I'm singing the chorus and it's
It's good. It's
Catchy
really
song.
good. It's so good.
really good. And I've gone downstairs like on the speaker at home, like show my mum and my dad, show people, and they're like, "This is really good. Like this is like
Yeah.
a proper good song."
Yeah, no, he's really talented. I'm really excited. He's one of those. He's really talented, and I think once he gets his band sorted out, and he can
Yeah, I'd
really
love
just,
to see him
like,
with a band.
start doing stuff. I think it's gonna be so cool. But he's sick. When we saw him, he was just on his own with acoustic guitar, and it sounded great.
Yeah, he's another one who's really engaging.
Yeah, he is.
Like the way he performs
Mm.
in different ways as well. Like, I think he manages to portray a lot of emotion in his performance in different ways. I thought, like when he done Space Fest, he was really cool.
Yeah, no, it was great to have him at Space Fest, and it was great to have a chat with him on the Shout Out podcast, like it has been for every episode on
Yeah.
the first season. You know, like I'm really glad. I'm over the moon of how the first
Look at you
season's gone down.
smiling.
I'm smiling. I can't stop smiling, dude. Like it's feeling really good, and yeah, let's bring on season 2.
Season
What do
two's
you
gonna have a
want
lot
from
of.
Got any goals? Any
I've got some
aspirations?
exclusives for season 2. Not going to reveal anyone that's coming on. Maybe
Okay.
one person. We're going to have an editor. We have finally got someone working with us that I don't have to edit the podcast. They're going to look better. They're going to.
It's gonna look
thumbnails
so
are going
much
to look
better.
great. I am not great with technology, and thank God for
We
Alana.
are. Thank God, this is our first ever shout out.
Shout out Alana.
Shout out Alana. She's
She is
so good. She's done loads of stuff for the band. Now she's taken on this project as well, and man, it's going to be so sick. It's going to be
She's
great.
going to be really, really good, and she's going to come on for an episode as well because what she's
You
doing.
said you weren't going to reveal any guests.
I said one I'd reveal. She's coming on for an episode.
She's coming on.
the
She's
exclusive.
really gassed for that. She's so much fun every time. I've met her.
What she's doing and the people she's working with is really cool, and I like seeing because it's not music, right? But she's supporting the music industry in her own industry.
Mm.
She's really cool. She's motivated. She's hardworking, and they're clever
So
people.
motivated.
They're really good. The photo shoots they do with us and the way they're recording our gig, just the ideas they have. They're cool people.
Yeah, really, really cool people. Can't wait to have that chat and really dig into what it is that drives her and like how
Yeah.
she can take on so many different projects and still produce such good work. Yeah,
As long
really excited for
as
that.
she doesn't get a new favorite band, because I will be sad if she.
And we have favorite band.
I'm just going to say we are. We were her first band that she ever worked with, so I would like to say we're her favourite band.
Oh, we must be our favourite band then. Yeah, we must be, surely.
Yeah, no other podcasts, please.
It'd be rude if we weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be rude if we weren't. But yeah, that will be in season 2, along with a load of other guests, really cool guests, people we've gigged with, people we've never met. This is what season 2 is going to have. People that have now found us, or we found them just through like common conversation or related artists. People that are coming on that.
I think it'll be good because we can really like be a lot more curious in the really like dig into the stuff that we don't know and the audience also doesn't know. I think I think that's going to be a good direction. And then we can have all our old mates back on as well.
Yeah.
And kind of make it more of a, get a bit more variety in the show. I mean, we've only done one season so far, but the next few seasons.
I mean, something that'll be helpful. I'm going to put it on the Instagram whenever. It might not be the same time that this episode comes up, but if you are watching this, let us know in the comments who you think should come on. If there's an artist, anyone, it doesn't have to be a musician. It could be a band manager, a label owner, someone in the creative industry, just in the arts in general.
Somebody works in like a venue or something. Somebody owns a venue.
Marketing.
Yeah.
You could literally pull pints in a music venue, and we'll have you on.
We'd literally love to. That'd be actually so funny. If you pull pints in like a really cool music venue, like a classic music.
Tell us about the artists you've met and what
the
demands they had.
Come on, man. Let's have a chat.
What was on there, like Rider? Like, I want to know everything.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'll be really good. But one more thing before you go.
Okay.
What song would you like to add to the Shout Out podcast playlist, Beelin?
I get to add a song?
It's your turn again.
I feel so I didn't know I was going to add a song.
But it's meant we don't prep our guests on that, so you're going to just have it off the back. I also don't know what song I'm going to add. I only just thought of that now, but we can't not.
Okay, hang on. Let me have a look at my playlist at the moment. Let me just pick a random song from the playlist. Yeah.
Pick a random song.
I don't want to.
Shall I go first?
You go first.
I'm going to really spice up the playlist. So I went to see Slipknot. It's not a Slipknot song, don't worry. With my dad. I'm really bad for not seeing support bands. Like, I won't go and see them because I'm like, I can save more time having a few beers outside, cheaper than go in for the main. But I went early for this one, and they're not a small band by any means, but they were supporting Slipknot. So, blah, blah. They're called Bleed From Within, and it's a song called In Place of Your Halo. It is the best thing I ever done going to see a support band ever, because that song is unbelievable. I apologise to anyone who has to listen to this song, but if you don't like heavy metal, but it's beautiful. So, In Place of Your Halo, Bleed From Within is going in the playlist.
I've got to be so right. I feel really pressured here. I'm going to add a song that I've been listening to at the moment. Actually, it's really not my kind of normal song I would listen to, but listening to the lyrics genuinely got me genuinely emotional.
Is it Jedward? I had Jedward typed in already. No, it was either Jedward or Cheryl Cole, so I typed in one of them two.
I'm sure we'll get some Jedward on there soon, but this one is called. It's a new song, I think. It's called 26 Bell Drive. It's by an artist called Tasia. And I can't even explain like the story that she tells, and the imagery is just so like vivid and so personable. It's just about like growing up, and there's a line in it where she says about how the times were, how they were so perfect, and you just think back to times with your mates when you were like a teenager, and how fucking perfect it was.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it's a beautiful song, and I listened to it today, and I've really liked it, and I'm glad that we got to add a song. I wasn't prepared for it, but
hopefully one day we can have her on.
Maybe one day.
You never know.
No.
Wouldn't it be crazy? There we go.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of the Shout Out Podcast, and for the whole of season 1. Well done. We did it, a whole season. Tune in. We're gonna have some fun stuff coming up in the off season, and then season 2 is gonna hit hard. So thank you so much. Subscribe, hit the bell, do all the fun stuff. Take it easy, and have a good night.
Au revoir.